Okay, so welcome to another session of the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. My name is Julie, and just whether you've been here or not, I just want to remind everyone and invite everyone to practice with kindness to your body and to yourself through this session. So these sessions are completely safe for anyone undergoing the IVF process and at any point in the process. So whether you've had injections lately or if you have had an embryo transfer, again, these are safe sessions. Also, if you could even think that you might be in the early stages of a pregnancy, again, these are sessions that are geared to be safe in those instances. That being said, a lot of that is about the female body, but men are completely welcome here as well. So if there are any guys here, again, this is also for you because some of you are on this journey as well in couples and partners. So yeah, so everyone's welcome, basically. We are going to start the session with a centering and breathing, and then we're going to move into some warm-ups, and then from there we'll flow through different postures. Last week we focused on the hips. Hips are a really important part of the body, both just in general, but also when we're talking about fertility. But this week I'll try to focus on a few other things as well. I am home again, so I've been away the last few weeks. So being home again does mean that there are a few little furry sprouts running around. They're hot furry sprouts today. So if you do see my dogs or cats in the background, it's just the way it is. Okay. So let's start. We're going to start with a centering and breathing exercise. And you can either do that by sitting or lying down. So those of you who have been sitting at a desk most of the day, I do recommend just lying down at this point. Your body, your lower back and your hips will be grateful for that. But if you prefer to sit, you are welcome to do that too. So if you're sitting, try to sit up tall. If you have any props that you want to use, feel free to use those, any blocks or cushions or anything like that. If you're lying down, you can lie just flat out, or you can also lie down with your knees bent and your back on the ground with the feet on the floor. And that will feel more comfortable if you have any lower back sensitivities. So if you lie down and bend your knees, the lower back is usually a little more comfortable if that's the case. Okay. So just find what feels right to you. And once you find that centering position, take a few rolls of your shoulders. So just inhale and roll the shoulders up. And then exhale, roll them down and back. And again. And one more. And just relax the shoulders down. Relax the hands, either facing up or down. Close the eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. Once you've sighed out a few times, just return to the natural rhythm of your breath. And just notice your breath and where it lands in your body. And throughout this practice, I just want to invite you to notice anything and everything without judgment. So there's no need to label anything as good or bad. Just see if you can acknowledge things as they are. And then from here, let's begin the practice this evening in an energy of gratitude. So in your mind, in your awareness, I'd like you to take the next minute or so to create a gratitude list. And just allow that list to be free flowing. Just allow yourself to freely associate, moving from thing to thing. And it can be gratitude for anything, no matter how big or small you perceive it to be, whether material or immaterial. Not appreciating our material possessions is actually worse than appreciating them, being thankful for them. So just take a minute and build that sense of gratitude in yourself. What are you grateful for today? What exists in your life right now that you are grateful for? And start to bring your gratitude back to your breath. So just bring that list to a pause and bring a sense of appreciation to your breath, to your lungs. And start to deepen the breath through the nose. Inhale through the nose, take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. Exhale out the nose and feel the belly roll back towards the spine. And Deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. So we inhale and slowly expand. And then exhale and gently contract. For those of you newer to yogic breathing, this particular breath is known as a dirgha breath. So if you're newer to this, stay with this. Otherwise, you can come into an ujjayi or an ocean wave sounding breath if you're familiar. But if you're not, don't worry. Just keep breathing deeply. Take about 2 to 3 more breaths here. Just being with that rise and fall of your breath. And then start to mentally ready yourself for movement. And just in your own time and in your own way, draw some movement back into your body, just letting yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh. And from here, just thinking how I want you to start today. Sorry, I just got distracted. There's a beautiful butterfly that's just next to my sofa on the inside of my window. Don't know if I can show you. I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, I showed you and it flew away. Okay, so from here, let's start to just bring yourself up onto hands and knees. Luna's demonstrating too. Okay, so you're going to bring yourself up onto hands and knees and bring your knees so that they are in line with your hips, and bring your hands so that the wrists are in line with the shoulders, okay? And then from here, a couple things to say. So depending on the floor, the surface that you have, so if you're using a yoga mat, that's fine. If you're not using a yoga mat, that's also fine. But for those of you using a mat, you might want to put a little fold in your mat and bring your knees onto the fold, because that can make it a bit more comfortable on the knees. Or you could also fold up a towel or a blanket and put those under the knees. It's just to protect the bone against the hard floor. That's it. Okay. So we're going to bring the knees in line with the hips, wrists in line with the shoulders. And then from here, inhale, arch the spine, roll the shoulders back. Take an inhale. And then exhale, tuck the chin in towards your chest and round all the way up. And then inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Take about 3 more like that. All right. And then come back to a neutral tabletop position. And I'd like you to walk down onto your forearms, but leave your bottom up in the air. So if you think about, we're coming into a puppy pose. So if you think about a dog in a play bow, a dog that's getting ready to pounce at something. So then we're going to take the arms and bring them a little further out so that the forehead can come down onto the ground. And then again, we come into this puppy pose, into this play bow. And this is just a nice hello to the shoulders and upper back, starting to stretch things out there. And then walk back up into your hands. Now, one of the things that we avoid in this class is any kind of deep twist. And there are many reasons for that, just again, for women going through that IVF process. That being said, we can do light versions of twists. So for a moment, I'd like you to take your left forearm down to the ground, and then just turn to look past your right shoulder. And this is all we're going to do. So those of you that are really into yoga already, you probably know this thread the needle exercise. But again, we want to avoid a deep twist just to keep things on the safe side. But again, a little twist, just a quick hello to the spine in a light way is fine. So, and then in that way, we're also keeping the spine nice and healthy. And then we're going to bring it back up and do the same to the other side. So we just take that right forearm down and we turn and look past that left shoulder. Okay. And then take it back up. So then you're coming back up into your hands here. Now, from here, I'd like you to take your right leg and extend it all the way back, okay? And then we're carrying on with our little canine theme here. So we're going to bend that right knee, and I want you to take it up and then bring it around. So you're coming towards the shoulder, down towards the elbow, and then you send it all the way back. And we're just going to do 5 of these. So like a dog having a wee, basically. Not that they would roll the leg around so much when doing that, I hope. But just the leg out to this side. Oh, hey, hip. Last one. All right, and then take that leg straight back. And then from here, either you're going to keep the right hand so that it's spread out, or if you have a sensitive wrist, you might want to come up onto the right fist here. So right leg is back, and then you are either, again, up onto the fist or onto the hand. You're going to take the left arm out in front of you, and you're just going to stretch it right on out. So this is great for your lower back. I know it's a slightly tougher one. I just want you to take a few deep breaths here. This is Sunbird Chakravarkasana. Okay, exhale, take that left hand back, and then you're going to bend the right knee, and you're going to bring it forward, and then I just want you to plant the foot there. And someone got kicked out of the Zoom, so I'm going to let them come back in. Give me just a second, guys. There we go. Okay, so once you have that right foot forward, I want you to lift up so that you're coming up and you've got the right knee in line with the ankle, left hip in line with the knee, and you're just standing up in this way onto that left shin. And then take your arms up into the sky, and then exhale, take your elbows wide. So you're making the scarecrow-like position here, okay? And then we're going to inhale, and we're going to open the chest up to the sky. And then exhale, tuck the chin in towards your chest and round down. A bit of a weird Michael Jackson Thriller-like movement. Okay, and then we're going to inhale, open it back up. Exhale, chin into the chest and round down. One more. Okay, and then inhale, lift your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. And I want you to take the fingertips down. I'm going to give you a little bit of a challenge here. So you're going to then curl your left toes under behind you. And then I want you to pop up. So you're standing up onto that right leg. Okay? Then you're going to try to pull up through your core and bring your arms up so you're coming up into a figure skater. So chest and left leg are parallel to the ground. We're strengthening all of the joints in that standing right leg here. This is also good for the lower back. If you're feeling pretty good about this and you want a little more, you can take your arms out to a T or all the way out into superhero. The superhero position, that's really where you're going to especially work on strengthening and stretching around the lower back. And guys, it's a balance, and balancing is tough. And if you are just like thinking what the hell or no to this, that's okay. I want you to play. It's just being in your body right now. That's all we're doing here, okay? So you can laugh, you can play. Don't take it too seriously. Oops. All right. And then from here, try to take your arms back to your sides if they're out front. And then see if you can just tip straight on up to standing, okay? I'm just gonna turn the screen, okay? And then once you come back up to standing, feet are at hip distance. Let's take an inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, release down. And do that again. Nice deep breaths. And one more. And then inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, release the arms down to your sides. Okay. Before we take it back down and do that all on the other side, we're going to do one breathing exercise here. It's the breath of joy. And if you've never done it before, it can feel a little bit silly, but just go with it. The idea is that we're bringing all this good oxygen into the body. And in fact, breathing deeply is one of the most beneficial things that you can do for your physical body. Breathing deeply just helps to reduce stress. And then of course, when we're talking about fertility, reducing stress is incredibly important. Just getting the cortisol levels down, etc. So just go with it, have fun with it. Again, it might feel silly, but who cares? So we're going to take an inhale and sniff. So it's an inhale through the nose. So it's a here with the arms out front. And then we're going to take a second sniff with the arms coming to a T. And then a third sniff all the way up to the sky. And then we exhale, we bend the knees, and we exhale, coming down. Okay, and then we're going to start to do that fast. So we're going to start slow together, and then we speed it up. If you need to take it slower or you want to take it quicker, that's fine. Go at your own pace. So again, we sniff, sniff, sniff up, and then exhale, and then again, inhale, 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 You might start to get a little tingly around your nostrils as you breathe deeply here. You more. And start to slow it down a little. Let's go 2 more. Last one. And just release your arms and take the fingertips to your shins. Come into a flat back with straight legs. Breathe. And on your next exhale, gently hinge forward from your hips. Hang your head, hang your arms. It's fine if the arms are in the air or if they come down to the ground. Just find what is natural for your body in this moment. And as your head hangs down, give your head a few shakes yes and a few shakes no. Just really releasing the neck there. And again, yes, yes, yes. And no, no, no. And just hang the head down. And start to bend your knees, take your hands down to the ground, and then step one foot and then the other back, and then gently take your knees all the way down to the ground. And then from here, we're going to take a child's pose. I'm going to adjust the screen actually so that it's back on the ground. Okay, so from here, just take your bottom back towards your heels and take your forehead down, relax the arms out in front of you. Take a moment just to sigh out there in child's. Take another breath here. And then start to lift the head, lift the heart, walk up into your hands again. So we're bringing the shoulders in line with the wrists, knees in line with the hips. All right. And then from there, actually, before we take it back into the left side now, I'd like you to just imagine that your rib cage is this barrel that is pegged between your shoulders and your hips. And you're going to swing the barrel of the rib cage out to one side, roll it up through the center, swing it around through the other, down through the center. And you're just rolling it around and around. And then go the other way. Okay, and then take it all the way back through the center. Now, from here, we're going to take that left leg and extend it right on out behind us. And again, shoulders and wrists in line. And then we're going to start to bend that left knee like a dog having a wee. Don't demonstrate that, Luna. Okay, and then we're going to take that left knee up towards the shoulder, around to the elbow. And then, oops, sorry, Luna, sorry. And then we're going to extend that leg all the way back out. And we just take a few of these And don't worry if you don't come to that full position of taking the knee up to the shoulder. It's fine. You need to go to the point that your body is naturally happy to go to. Take one more. And then take that left leg right on back, square your shoulders forward, and you're going to pull up through your core. And again, you either keep that left hand flat on the ground, or you can make a fist with that left hand, depending on how the wrist feels. A fist is easier on the wrist. And then you're going to take that right arm and extend it out in front of you. So we have opposite arm, opposite leg, and we're coming into sunbird. And again, this is fantastic for the lower back and for the, yeah, for stretching and strengthening the lower back. Okay, start to take that right hand back down, bend the left knee, place the left foot on the floor between your hands. Okay, and then once you're there, start to pull up through your core so that you come up into a standing position on your right leg and on your left foot. And then we're going to inhale, swing the arms up into the sky, and exhale them out into that out into the scarecrow. And inhale, open your chest up to the sky. And exhale, tuck the chin in towards your chest and round down. And we take a few like that. Inhale up, exhale as you curl it down. Okay, last one. And then inhale, lift it all the way up. Take your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Take the fingertips down to the floor in front of you. And then curl your right hip under. And then you're going to pop up onto that left leg. I'm going to try to not be in my plant this time. Okay. And then from there, see if you can start to take your arms up. And again, I just want you to play. Play is the key word here. You can also, if you've got this, feel free to take the arms out to a T or all the way out to superhero. Breathe. And then take the arms back to your sides. And see if you can just tip right on up into standing. Okay. And then once you tip up into standing, we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, release down. And again. And one more. And then inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, release down. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders back. And let's take a little shoulder exercise while we're here. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And then I want you to draw the arms down so you're squeezing, so you get that little pop of the chest there. Okay, and then we take an inhale. And then exhale, put a little bend in your knees and hinge forward from your hips. Hang the head. Let those interlaced fingers hang back and away from your lower back. And then if you want to add on here, you can stir the air behind you with your knuckles. So knees and hips are not invited to the party. It's just an isolated shoulder roll. If that doesn't feel good to you, stay in the static pose. And you can play with going the other way. And take it all the way back to center. Draw your hands back down to your lower back. Unwind the fingers and reverse up to the sky. Oh, and exhale, release the arms. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them back. All right. We're going to play with a balance now, and we might actually play with one variation on this last week. I can't remember, but we're going to play with a tree. And so what I'd like you to do is just bring your feet to hip distance. And if you would like to be near a wall or anything else that you can use as a prop, please feel free to do so. It is really hot. So those of you that are in the UK right now, if you're feeling really hot or lightheaded and you think you might want to, just make sure you have something nearby that you can reach for if you need, please do. Again, always listen to your body. You know, our bodies change all the time, and they change with the earth changing, so as well. So just, again, listen to what your body has to say about this. So feet are at hip distance, squared forward, and we're going to zip up through the pelvis, zip up through the core, shoulders back, and then just shift your weight a little bit foot to foot, and feel the weight moving across the whole of each foot. So into the ball, the side, the heel of the foot. And then shift your weight into your right foot. And then from here, I want you to take your left knee and turn it out to the side. And you're going to start by, I'll turn this screen down for just a second. You're going to start by just bringing this ankle above, or sorry, this heel above the opposite ankle. Now, that might be enough for you, in which case, stay there. Definitely stay there if this is enough. Otherwise, actually, I'll keep this here for another second. Otherwise, you're going to take that foot up into the calf. Avoid putting it on the knee. I know that it can feel intuitive to do so, and to be honest, in one section, it's probably not going to do any damage, but it's not a good habit to get into long term because it can do damage long term. So we either want the foot resting on the calf muscle, or you can take it up and put it up into the thigh, okay? So find which of those three is right for you, okay? And as ever, it's about what's right for you right now, not what was right for you last week or what you think should be. It's just what is, okay? So once you find that position, you're going to, I think you're okay. Yeah, go. My partner was just walking through the door. He's running around in his underwear, of course. So, so he was making sure he's not on the screen. Okay, so we're going to now lift the arms up into the sky. Take the palms together above the head. Now we're going to do something for the shoulders and the upper back while we are here. So turn the backs of your hands together now. So turn the backs of the hands together, and then take your right hand behind your left, and then inhale and reach up. Now, if your elbows can come behind your head, let them as you reach, but if that doesn't happen, it's okay, let them be here instead. Again, the idea here is that we are really starting to open up through the upper back and the shoulders while we're in a balance. So lots of good things happening here for the body. We're getting an opening and a strengthening all at once. One more breath. And slowly release. You're going to turn and release that left leg down. Now from here, did we do this last week? We might have done this last week, in which case, all good. Just notice how it feels this week. So now what I'd like you to do is we're going to stretch out the front of the foot. So I'm going to turn this down again. So we're going to take a step back with that right foot that we were just using. Very slowly, gently roll over the toes so that the front of that foot is pressing towards the earth, and we can bend the knees and just lean into it so we get that stretch across the front of the foot. Oh, it's an area that we don't get to stretch out too often, that usually we don't think about stretching. So hopefully your foot is kind of having a loved up moment here. Okay, and then place that foot back on the ground. All right, and then we have our feet back at hip distance. Again, we zip up through the pelvis, zip up through the core, shoulders back. Shift the weight a few times, foot to foot. Just feeling the earth underneath you. And then shift the weight into that left leg this time. And we bring that right heel up above the ankle. Again, it's fine to stay here, or foot up into the calf, or foot all the way up into the thigh. Okay, so just find which of those is right for you. Okay. And then we're going to inhale, take the arms up into the sky. Start by bringing the palms together. And then turn the backs of your hands together. And take your left hand behind your right so that the palms come together that way. And then we reach up. Take a couple more breaths here. And very slowly, gently start to unwind the arms. And let that right leg come down. And then we're going to take a slight step back with that left leg, doing exactly what we did before. Slowly roll over the toes, because if you do it too quickly, you can sometimes get cramps. So we're going to roll over the toes on that left leg. And then we can bend the knees and just lean in a little bit. Should feel good. Okay. And slowly release, take it back to center. So we're going to do a few more things for the back, the neck, the shoulders. So last week we were focusing more here. This week we're focusing more here. Again, it's always, well, also here, the lower back. It's always about just starting to open things up and release stored tension and stress in the body. That's probably more important even than anything I can tell you about uterine blood flow in certain poses. Just that idea of releasing stress. This is what the number one thing we want to go for. So we've got the feet at hip distance, and we're going to inhale, lift the arms up. And then interlace your fingers and draw your hands behind your heads. This will be a familiar one for those of you who have been before. So we're going to inhale here, and then exhale. Tuck the chin in towards your chest, and let your elbows fall down towards the sides of your head. So just your neck is tipping forward, and we have this nice stretch here into the back of the neck. Take an inhale. And then exhale, take a slight turn of the head to the left, just so you're peeking under that left armpit and you get that extra stretch through the side of the neck. And inhale through center. And exhale over to the other side. And inhale through center. Start to lift the head, lift the heart, lift the arms. Oh, reach them up. And then exhale. Take your arms out to a T and swan dive, fold forward. Hang the head, hang the arms, coming back into Uttanasana. This forward fold. And again, in Uttanasana, you can either have your hands on the ground if they naturally come there, or they can be in the air, or if you're using blocks, that's fine too. Just taking a few deep breaths here. Really let your upper body be heavy. For those of you that feel like you want to take it further, you can also take your hands behind your legs, or you can even clasp your elbows around behind your legs. But there's no need to force anything here. Uttanasana, the pose that we're in, is one of the more physiologically beneficial poses when we're talking about relaxation. This is a pose that can really help to reduce stress. So as silly as it might sound, if you're having a particularly stressful day at work, if you can find a way to take yourself out to the side for a few minutes, because your colleagues might just find it weird if you just suddenly do this, but who cares? I mean, you could. But yeah, this is a great pose to just bring your body into as a little bit of a stress release. Take one more breath here. And then from here, start to bend your knees and bring yourself all the way down into a squat. And we're not actually going to stay in the squat today. So once you're in that squat, either gently fall onto your bottom or help yourself down onto your bottom. Okay. And then once you have come down onto your bottom, just keep bringing yourself all the way down onto your back. I'm just gonna move the microphone. Okay. And then once you're down on your back, take a moment just to sigh out, to let go. And take your arms to a T against the ground with your palms facing up. Walk your legs together. And then pick your left arm up and start to roll into your right side and let your left hand come onto your right. And then from there, slide that left hand a little bit further. So we're just stretching that shoulder a little bit. And then start to roll yourself all the way back through center. And we're just going to take it right on over to the other side. So that right arm comes up. And then we slide it a little bit further across. And then roll back through center. And then from here, excuse me, sorry. Once you come back to center, take your arms up into the sky and then take hold of opposite elbows and opposite hands. Now, if your legs are still together, you can separate them out to hip distance. Just let them be comfortable. And then draw your right elbow down as your left shoulder lifts up. So some last little love here for the shoulders. And then back through center and over to the other side. And take it back through center. Unwind your arms. And then from here, you can either keep your legs bent, or if it feels okay to your back, just extend the legs out, letting them fluff and splay. And then likewise with your arms, just get them comfortable here. And then once you find that comfortable position on your back, close your eyes and just sigh out a few times. And then once you've sighed out, just let your natural breath take over again. And feel your eyelids resting heavy over your eyes. Feel the back of the head and the backs of the shoulders melting down, resting heavily against the ground. Likewise, feel your arms and legs melting down. Then, as you relax here, as you allow your body to integrate everything that it just did, without attaching any emotion or being carried away by any feeling, I'd like you to intuitively check in with your body and just notice any spaces where you feel that you carry heavier emotions. So, stress, sorrow, anger, and just again, allow it to be intuitive and simply notice without judging. And anything that you found, imagine releasing what you can of it in this moment down to the earth, just letting it go. And don't worry about the earth because the earth just composts everything. So just imagine any of the heaviness that maybe you've been carrying. Imagine letting what you can of that just melt away right now. And then as you relax here, also draw your awareness back to that sense of gratitude that you cultivated at the beginning of the practice. Just imagine sending gratitude to these parts of your body that carry so much for you. Just thank this body. Honor it exactly as it is. And draw some movement back into your fingers and your toes and just let them dance and even just enjoy those small movements. And deepen your breath. And then when you're ready, gently roll to one side. And again, just pause here with gratitude for your body, for the earth, for the connections between them. And gently bring yourself all the way back up to seated. Your hands into prayer. And gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice in this earth. Thank you all so much for coming this evening. I hope you enjoy. If you're also in the UK, I hope you enjoy the nice weather this evening. And feel free to. Well, I hope to see you again next week if you would like. And do feel free to share. Sorry, my dog's barking. Of course, but at least it's at the end she's barking. Okay, so feel free to share these sessions, the information on these sessions with anyone else that that you think might enjoy them. And I'm so happy that you liked that. Those of you messaging, so thank you so much. Yeah, have a really beautiful evening, and maybe see you next week. Okay, sending you all lots of love. Good night.